Okay. Let's see here. Get rid of that, and now we can do Qigong. 5:45. It's that magic time for Qigong, and it is Wednesday. It is Wednesday, it is July, it's the first day in July. If that is the Qigong you want to do, you've come to the right place. Start with warm-ups, then we'll do some movements. We'll do 48 through 52, and and we'll also review last week's moves. So we'll look at 43 through 47. Shaking up and down, left and right. Then massaging in the air, rotations in the other direction. Waist rotations. Feet are still, toes are spread, gripping the floor. Upper dantian, open to the sky. That happens a lot throughout the form. Dantian up. Then bring palm over palm into the chest. Middle dantian, massaging. And then switching which hand is on top to massage in the other direction. And we'll do hip rotations. And probably do the full set of warm-ups again this time. Last week we were doing the full warm-ups and still had time to do some movement instruction and get the full form in as well. So gonna do all the warm-ups. And massaging Huan massaging lower back. Feet parallel, shoulder wide, and hips other direction. Playing with the amount of time you spend in each direction, how far you go in each direction. How the rest of your body accommodates that circle. And palm over palm into lower dantian, massaging one direction. Switching each hand is on top and massaging the other direction. Then feet back together and we'll do knee rotations. For the first set of these, it's ideal to keep the heels on the ground as well as the balls of the feet, and it doesn't have to be too deep. And massaging down on the inside, up on the outside of the kneecaps, and then knee rotations the other direction. Again, keeping the heels connected to the ground, feeling the weight shift through the heels, through the balls of the feet. And then massage down on the outside of the kneecaps and up on the inside of the kneecaps. And we'll do another round of those, and this time the heels can come up slightly. You don't want them to come up too far. You want the balls of the feet to stay well connected to the ground, but the heels can come up a little further to get a little more depth in the knee rotations. And then massage down, sides of the legs, and Knee rotations the other direction. Again, the heels can come up slightly. And feet shoulder wide to massage up the insides of the legs. Feet back together and arm rotations. Coming into upper dantian through the body, out. Eyes following the hands as the circle extends in front of us, and mind following the circle inside the body, completing it. And then arms come up, stretching, expanding the front of the body. Breathing into it naturally and relaxing. Coming up again, eyes looking up towards the hands. And relax. Up one more time, opening to the front, feet connected fully to the floor, hands pushing up into the sky. The same amount of force as the feet down to the ground. And relax. And then we'll stretch to the right, opening up the left side. Again, eyes up. Feeling that expansion through the entire left side. Wrist, elbow, armpit, ribs, hip, legs, knees, ankles, and relax. Again to the right. And relax. And one more to the right. Relaxing, and then we'll do the same thing on the left. So opening through the right side to lean to the left, expanding through the wrist, elbow, armpit, ribs, hip, knee, ankle, foot. Relax. Up again. Opening up the right side. And relax. And one more. Eyes up. Feet pushing down into the ground as much as the hands are pushing up into the air. And relax. And then we'll do the arm rotations down in front of us. So bending, folding at the hips and pushing down through the body. Eyes following the hands back up to upper dantian. And then pushing down from upper dantian towards the floor in front of us. And pivoting the torso to the right, continuing to push down, and then pivoting to the left, continuing to push down. And then can grasp the elbows. Grasp ankles, or just hang out wherever's comfortable. And then massage down the legs. And pat down the legs. All right. Good shape for chin to toe. Bring the right foot out at an angle, lining the torso, grabbing elbows, folding at the hips and elbows, crossed arms down the front of the leg, up the toe, back towards yourself. And then reaching out with all 10 fingers into the ground, eyes on the ground as well, and massage. A little harder going down on the outside and a little harder coming up on the inside. And then pat. And stepping forward and up and walking it off. And then over to the left side, left leg out at an angle. Line the torso, crossing the arms, grasping the elbows, and down the front of the leg, up the toe, back towards yourself. Eyes into the ground, chin to toe, toe to chin. Holding at the hips. And 10 fingers into the ground, eyes into the ground, chin, toe. And massage. Harder on the outside going down, harder on the inside coming up. And pat. And bring yourself forward, now protecting the back and locking it off. Back to the right. Lying torso. This time 6 fingers, 3 on each hand. Folding. And the fingers are pointing down into the ground. Eyes into the ground. Looking for extension through the back with the extended leg. 2 fingers, 1 on each hand. And then grasping toe. Massaging, being sure to get the hip, the knee, the ankle joint. And patting down the leg. Bring the weight forward, protecting the back on the way up, and walk it off. Left again. Left leg out, lining torso, 6 fingers, 3 on each hand, folding at the hip, fingers into the ground, eyes into the ground. Two fingers. And grasping toe. Massage. And then patting. And protecting the back on the way up, walking it off. Oh no, I didn't do kicks before that, so we don't get to compare. Well, maybe you did it at home. But time for kicks. First round or second round. First, down the back of the leg, through the heel. Bring the foot down quietly. And then through the toe, down the top of the leg. Protecting the back and maintaining balance. And then we'll do upper body. Right hand over the left shoulder, left hand in front of the face. Look to the right. And relax. I'll do left hand over right shoulder. Right hand in front of the face, look to the left. Relax. Right hand over the left shoulder, left hand in front of the face, look to the right. Relax. And left hand over right shoulder, right hand in front of the face, look to the left. Then patting the corner of the shoulder and under the arm. And then we'll do the arm rotations. Left leg bent, right leg back, left hand on the left thigh, and right arm hanging loose, coming up the front, gravity bringing it down the back. And then reversing the direction. Then pivoting on the heels and bending the right leg, left leg is straight, and swinging the left arm forward. Both feet squarely on the ground, both the heel and the ball of the foot on the ground. Other direction. And then patting the top of the shoulder and across the shoe kidney points on the back. And turning around on the heels, doing the same thing on the other side. And then massaging those shoe kidney points in circles. These points are so funny. They're called kidney points, but it's not really at the kidney. And they're not even on the kidney meridian. They're on the urinary bladder meridians. But they're still kidney points. And then massaging the bao, the ribs, lymph nodes of the lower extremities, and chest. A little bit offset from the center, getting the collarbone in there, and switching hands, cradling with the hand that's not doing the massaging, and then massaging the shoulder, and you can give it some pats too. Other side. And we'll do the tops of the arms from the very tips of the fingers and the thumb past the shoulder along the top. And then turning the arm over to get the bottom from the shoulder all the way down past the tips of the fingers and past the tip of the thumb. Other side, same thing. Coming up from the fingertips and thumb past the shoulder, being sure to get each finger each time. And then turning it over and coming down. Same idea of being sure to connect the palm of the massaging hand across the extended fingers. Then shaking out the arms and shoulders and wrists and fingers. And we'll massage fingertips, webbings, wrist. Eye hand coordination. Other side. And then massaging the palm, lagong, out to the ends of the fingers. Other side, lagong, palm, warming it up, spreading the warmth to the ends of the fingers. Twice on the pinky. Then we'll massage the neck, back of the neck and shoulder. Other side. And then the front of the neck from the collarbone past the chin. Cradling, and with the other hand, same thing, brushing from side to side. And then massaging the head, first with the temples. Then the orbit of the eye. Corners of the nose. And lips. Other side. Then ears. And forming V's to get either side of the ears, front and back. Then drums of heaven, palms resting lightly on the ears and just drumming with the fingers. And wash face, comb hair. Bring palms up over the head, dragging out any stale, stagnant chi and getting it out of the way, getting rid of it. Making room for all the good chi, and then gathering good chi around yourself. Completing the sphere around Upper Dantian. Okay, then we'll do one leg stand, letting all the weight be heavy through the right leg, toes are spread, heel is connected, ball of the foot is connected, and playing with the heel toe, and ankle, focusing on the connection with the floor the whole time. You can lift the leg if you like. And as the foot comes back down, let the weight transfer be gradual. You can see with the weight on one foot if you can even just brush the floor with the other foot and let that find its place, and then let the weight shift happen. And before lifting the other foot, see if you can brush the floor with that foot that just got light. Then let it come up and play with the ankle, play with heel toe, spreading toes on the other foot, connecting to the ground, through the heel, through the ball. Lift the leg. And again, coming back down, finding the floor quietly, gradually, letting the weight transfer happen. Follow the foot, heel the foot, absorbing all that weight, connecting with the ground, all the way through the leg, up through the pelvis, spine, all the dantians, middle, lower, upper, up through baihuis, all connected through that weight that's sinking down through the leg. And whatever again on the leg that is light and free, you can just play with having it go around you, just exploring and bringing it back down. Gradual weight transfer. And the other foot is light again. And bring the foot down. And we'll do the inside of the leg. So extending the right foot and right arm. Feet are parallel to each other. Left hand can form a claw, or it can support on the leg or support on the floor. Feeling the extension through the inside of the extended leg, and feeling the extension also through the extended arm. Eyes following the arm down into the ground. And then weight comes to center, and then the left side is extended, left arm extending, eyes following it into the ground. And coming back to center, walking the feet towards each other, and then massaging up the insides of the legs. And then some walking kicks. So as we do these kicks, can again look to connect quietly with the floor. Kicking through the heel. And this time letting the leg snap back before putting it down. And then kicking with the toe. And then Achilles tendon. Top of the foot across the Achilles tendon. And then walking. gathering chi into lower dantian. And that's all the warm-ups, which are qigong in their own right. Plenty warm. Okay, so movements. Today's movements. 48 through 52. So 48 is standing meditation. There's plenty to say on that one. That one could be its own lesson, its own week. I think these could, but there's a lot going on in the stillness of that standing meditation. And then we'll do penetrating the dantians and pushing the palms out, turning the clouds over. Turning the clouds over is really fast and small, but it's its own movement because of the attention to detail within it. And then we'll shake the wings on the back before getting to the 7 steps. And 7 steps of next week. But to get to the point where we're doing the standing meditation, I'll run through last week's movements, which is the grasping chi, both the regular one and then the palms up one, and holding the ball, massaging the ball to the right, turning it over and massaging it to the left. So for the alignment, the way doing the form, wind up this way, and the right hand opens up, reaches out, left eye meeting it. As it comes in, comes up from the diaphragm meridian up the stomach meridian. Eyes connect, looking out, diaphragm meridian up the stomach meridian. And you don't really want to go lower than the diaphragm meridian, like you don't want to bring it all the way down here. It's really just, it's above the navel, just slightly above the navel, and then coming up under the collarbone. And another fine point of detail, you can play with how open your chest is with this movement. You don't want it to be so far open that your back is strained and your front is strained, but you do want there to be an evenness to your two arms as they're coming up again. You don't want the elbows to be dropped down. You want them to be up with space under the arms. And then after 10 of those, doing palms up, grasp chi, palms up. And with both grasping chi and grasp chi, palms up, you're looking for that edge of extension, exploring with the tips of the fingers and feeling it through the hand and arm, and feeling it then through the shoulder, but not to the point where you're leaning forward and getting yourself off balance. You're firmly connected to the ground with both the heels and the ball of the foot through this move, both of them. But it is similar to at the very start when we find the edge of our extension with both hands out at the same time. And then after 10 of those, uncurling the hands and spiraling them past the neck, past the face, up. Eyes are watching as we form a big sphere, holding the ball, bringing it down, folding at the hips, coming over to the left side, and then massaging the ball. Right hand on top of the left hand, massaging in towards the lower dantian each time. Eyes on the ball being massaged. And then turning the ball over and massaging the other direction. Again, ideally there's some space under the arms with this. Massaging back to center, coming up, and that's what we covered last week. And now this next move is all part of the standing meditation, or preparing for it, where we first come up, the front of the body, eyes are following the hands up to the sky, and then we come down, again folding at the hips, and hands on either side of the feet, and then bending the knees slightly to come up and bring that whole big sphere. Instead of condensing it and massaging it into our lower dantian, we're holding it up, letting it expand and be large and big. And the front of our body, the whole body, but especially the front of the body is along that sphere. Like, not just the arms that are open, but in between the chest, down the bent legs, all of it is connected to the sphere. And just letting the palms align to upper dantian. And after holding that, as long as you like, then the legs come straight and the hands come into upper dantian where they had been pointing. And then this movement is penetrate. And you're penetrating through the dantians with this. So you're penetrating through upper dantian as you come down. And even though the dantians are distinct with upper, middle, lower, the concentration doesn't just shift instantly from upper dantian to middle dantian to lower dantian. It's a gradual dragging through each of them, connecting them, until the fingers are pointing down towards the floor and they come around and are pointing palms into Huan Tiao. And then we push palms. So for this movement, the Hugu turns in towards Huan Tiao and the arms arc up no more than shoulder high, and the elbows drop to bring the hands in to the corners of the mouth. And as that happens, we come up off the heels, balls of the foot still connected to the floor, just barely off the heels, and then push. And at the end of that, the fingers are pointing so that the pointer fingers are a little bit closer to each other than the thumbs are. The thumbs are further apart than the pointer fingers. And that's how you get that nice triangle, triforce. And then turning the claws. This is the short but very deliberate movement where after we do that expulsion, and that's another time when as we are doing this and you come down, letting the reverberations come up through the body and really shake everything up. So to turn the claws, then the hands turn so that the fingers are pointing straight up instead of forming a triangle. Then the fingers are pointing straight forward, and then the fingers just drop to form the claw. And just like every time we form the claw, it's feeling the air, squeezing the air out from in between the fingers as they connect, keeping a little pocket of air in the claw, the palm, and then the hands drop and they come and they land Hugu on those shu kidney points, UB23. And the claws open up and we restore at those Shen Shu points. So it's shaking and relaxing and settling. And the settling happens throughout the entire body. And then shaking again. And while we're shaking in the form with limited space, I like to use that active shaking part to position myself wherever I need to be in the room, and then use the settling just to settle. Not not skimping on the settling by moving around while I should be resting. And shaking a third time. And that's it for this week's movements. So I'll close. And let's see, how are we doing on time? Looks like I can go into a little bit more detail on them. So I'll do it again. I'll do it facing this direction since I wound up like trying to face this direction a bunch of times throughout doing that. And I'll try and let it flow a little bit more so that you can see it all happening less staggered. Well, I'll try to. I'll probably wind up thinking of something and saying it and needing to repeat myself. And okay, standing meditation. Standing meditation. So we just massage the ball, and after we massage the ball and we come back to center, we did it 10 times, turned the ball over 8 times, and then 2 times back to the center. And then as we come up, just like we were turning the ball over, when we bring that ball into lower dantian, we don't throw it out and bring it in. It's taking the ball and contact juggling it into lower dantian, maintaining the connection with both palms, bringing it into lower dantian, and really letting it penetrate and rest there and connect for at least a breath or so, a couple heartbeats, whatever, just letting it be its own distinct thing. And then dragging up from lower dantian through middle and upper. And as the hands pass upper dantian, looking up and looking at the hands. And the hands shouldn't be back or too far to the sides. It's just about shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider than the shoulders. And they maintain that just about wider than the shoulders width, all the way down, folding from the hua and coming to either side of the feet. And if it isn't comfortable to bend down that far, that's fine. The idea is just to get that big sphere collected, and whether or not you go down to the ground, the sphere is that big. It reaches down into the ground. It's this big sphere. So you don't need to go all the way down just to prove that the sphere is there. It's there. And then bending the knees slightly to come into the standing meditation. And this standing meditation also gets called horse stance in some other forms, because it looks like you're on a horse, I think. And as you're doing this, whatever bend to the knees you started out with isn't what you have to stay with the entire time. Even though it appears still on the outside, you can play with how low you're going. If you need to adjust your muscles and shift things around, work through it, like all that is expected and part of the exploration of the movement. And the longer you hold it, the more you're going to explore. But after a while, coming back up and bringing the hands to upper dantian, and the fingers are aligned to each other as they come down the front of the body, especially the middle fingers, but ideally all the fingers are having a sense of each other as they come down the front of the body, through the dantians, penetrating qi through the dantians until the fingers are pointing down into the ground, come around to the sides, and then the pushing palms movement, hands turn over, the hugu to huantiao, and then coming up to shoulder high, bringing the hugus into the corners of the mouth, up off the heel, and Sound effect, optional. Fingers come up, turning the claws, fingers go forward, making the claw, coming down, and when you land it, then the hugu is on those 2 kidney points, and the claw opens up and is relaxed for the shaking and finding your place, and then resting for as long as you shook for, usually about 3 seconds, and then shaking again. Rest. Shaking again. Rest. And then off to the 7 steps next week. Cool. All right. Yeah, just enough time to go through the form now. As always, ping me with questions on the movements. Love questions. I always learn as I think about the movements from new perspectives, so I really do appreciate and love when I get those curious inquiries as to how the movements fit together or into a body, or all the different parameters that can be explored. Love it. Okay, time for the form. So find your spot wherever you need to be at the start of the form. If there's anything that still needs wiggling to be ready for being a wild goose, then shake it out. Make room for the goose. Feet parallel, shoulder wide, relaxing the shoulders. Palms are close enough to the legs that you can feel the body heat, but not so close that they're touching. Fingers evenly spread, thumbs forward. Tongue touching lightly, just like it was through all of the warm-ups, since the warm-ups are Qigong too. Eyes soft. Breath coming naturally. And begin. Hands coming down the sides of the legs, through the ground, opening to the sky, and coming into lower dantian. Up to the chest and out. Hands turning over. Claws to the kidney points and spell shaking upper arms. Second time. Finding that edge of extension. Setting the wings and shake. Chest, neck, face, dantian. Hui. Fingers interlaced, turning over, eyes up. Pushing down towards the left little toe, pushing down towards the right little toe, coming back to center, hands go apart, pivoting and rocking. Claw above collarbone, macrocosmic orbit. Pushing out with the right hand, bringing it back to the clavicle, and left hand macrocosmic orbit. Coming up, right hand comes down, and then washing machine. And hands land at the diameridian and wave hands like clouds. Again on the right. Who comes in, connect, shift weight. This time halfway around. Spiral. Restore. Racing going. tap head in here. Palm aligning below the collarbone. And drag moon from water. Putter moon. Turning around. Stepping forward. And look at the moon. Inner moon. Pushing. Fingers in on the way down. Hugu in on the way up. Switch to the right. Fingers in on the way down. Hugu in on the way up. On the third one, at the bottom, start shaking. And look over the water. And then fly over the water. And then drink the water. On the third drink the water, we come up, feet parallel, fluttering, 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 and land, lower dantian. Restore chi at lower dantian. Settling, shaking, and letting everything settle again. Shaking and settling. Then grasping chi. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Grasping chi, palms up. Just like on the regular grasping chi, the hand doesn't drag down further than dai meridian. Eight, 9, 10. Uncurling the fingers, spiraling past the neck and face, eyes following the hands up. Big sphere over to the left, right hand on top, and massaging the consolidated sphere into lower dantian 10 times to the right. Turning the ball over and massaging 8 times to the left. 2 times to center. Pausing for a moment before coming up. The front, dragging up through the dantians. And big sphere, feet parallel, bending the knees for standing meditation. Eyes are soft and gazing, palms towards upper dantian. Okay, coming up. Hands into upper dantian, penetrate through all 3 dantians, upper, middle, mind following along through lower till fingers are pointed down, and then palms come to Huan Tiao, Hugu Huan Tiao. Hands come in and push. Turning the claw. And restore on the back. Shaking, finding space for 7 steps. Resting, settling, letting everything find where it needs to go. Shaking again. 3rd time. And resting. And then we can go into the 7 steps. Flying up. Six. 7. Fluttering at lower dantian, pivoting on the left heel, pivoting on the right heel, fluttering up. And then flying. Step. All the way up, transferring the weight, and then folding at the hips. All the way up, transfer weight. Keeping the back straight on the way down. 6. 7. Fluttering to lower dantian. Turning around, fluttering up. Searching for food. Letting the torso align to the extended leg before swooping down. Six. 7. Palms to lower dantian. Pivot. Left pivot right, and now we build a nest. Staying on the right. And for the 7th step, pushing all the way down, fingers down, and pivot on the left heel to come back to the starting direction. Bring the right foot parallel to the left foot. Flutter up to upper dantian. Can come up off the heels, fluttering past the face. Past middle dantian, stopping the fluttering so that the hands can land squarely on lower dantian for sleep. Final move. Okay. Coming up. Hands to upper dantian for final close. Back at starting position, resting. Bringing the feet together. And then walking meditation. Thank you for practicing. 2, 3 bows. recognizing each other and recognizing our teachers on the form and the geese that made it up, and recognizing the world and the earth and the sky and all the space we have to do the form. And that's it. How's she going? We were impeccable on the timing. 6:45 exactly. So I'll be doing the same thing again tomorrow morning at 7:45 for the office workers to get done by 8:45 so that they can get to their 9 a.m. meetings. Feel free to join again. Let me know if you have questions, and have fun putting chi into your everyday. See ya!